All right, stage 3. We're almost there. This is where we get to put all the pieces together to actually organize our learning plan. Remember, the backward design requires that we establish our desired results and our assessment criteria before we actually get into planning individual learning experiences. This is where we get to actually do the stuff, but we need to ensure alignment with what we've already established. So let's take a look at the template, and then I'll be back to wrap up. And here we are in stage 3 of the document where we plan learning experiences. We will use the abbreviation where to help inform the various components of our learning activities. In this first section of the document, we talk about the W. Where, why, what. This is further broken down into goals in the SMART format. A little bit farther down, we investigate relevance. Why in the world do students need to do this? And then another section for diagnosis. How do you know if we're starting at the right place? Different students have different backgrounds, and so we'll try to accommodate all of them with our learning lesson plans. The next section of the abbreviation is H. We need a hook and a hold, something to grab students' interest, some curiosity, some kind of quirk, or some real-world reason for why they need to do this. Moving a little farther along is the E section for equip. How do we equip students to transfer the material that they will eventually be learning? This gets into some of the specific skills and knowledge, the acquisition goals. How are they going to be implemented? The R in the abbreviations is for rethink, revise, or even reflect. We're not just done with a unit. We should check ourselves along the way, make sure everyone is following along. If people are falling behind, we can regroup. If people are getting bored because it's too easy, maybe we accelerate. The next section is E. There are 2 E's. Don't forget, this is the second E for evaluate. Allow students to evaluate themselves, allow the instructor to evaluate in a formative kind of way, not necessarily for a grade, just to make sure we're still on target. The T in the abbreviation stands for tailored. Different students have different backgrounds, different experiences, different challenges. One size does not fit all. And so differentiation is the operative word here. We still want to be mindful of the ultimate goals, so we can't be too wild and crazy here, but we do need to accommodate with some differentiation. And finally, O for organization. How are we going to deliver this material? We don't want to just march through a textbook or hit a checklist of items to do. We should present the information in an authentic, real-world kind of way to allow students to experience whatever the material is, not just prep for a test. Learning activities should also be organized for creativity, for mental habits of mind. We don't want to just prepare for a test. We want to be able to use these skills going forward. That's why we're learning them. The learning activity should also be organized to assess. How do we know if the instructor's doing his or her job? How do we know if students are following along? Assessments should be built in to help gauge where we're going. And classroom activities and plans should be organized to use technology. We live in a computerized world. Let's use it. Perhaps we can tabulate results across sections, across years, across instructors to get an idea of how well the lesson is serving the students' needs. All right, and that's it. You're all done. No, no. This needs to be constantly reevaluated based on student feedback, peer feedback, maybe some kind of professional organization or other kind of community that would have an interest in the material. You're never done. And that's what's so great about this education biz, is that there's lots of opportunities to improve. So remember, where to. W, you need a what and a where. H, you need a hook and hold them. E, how you're going to equip your students. R, how are they going to reflect? And then the second E, which is evaluate or self-evaluate. How are students going to judge how they're doing? T, tailor. Different students have different preferences, different capabilities. And O, how are you going to organize to deliver all of that? It's good stuff. I look forward to seeing you in another video. Bye.